All right, we're in the second factory Honda pits, kind of, with the Seven Deuce Deuce.
What's up, guys?
Bud, tell me about your ride here. We were checking it out. We're kind of doing some privateer bikes today and getting a feel for what, you know, the real working men of the sport are riding versus, you know, all the prima donnas over there in the fancy trucks.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's going on? Let's start with the suspension. Okay,
with the suspension, this is Showa stuff. I get help out from those guys. It's absolutely amazing. It's definitely, it's not what the factory guys get, but by any means. But
it's got some scratches, but this isn't brand new.
No. This is an older A kit. This is still spring stuff. I've had this stuff for about 3 or 4 years, but we got some good suspension settings in, and I don't even know if it's as much the suspension setting as much as that I got to change the settings this year, you know, just to get it right. I think these old spring forks are really, really good, and I'm actually, this is the best I felt on my Honda this year.
Well, that's you know, and I tell that to a lot of people, you can have complete works kit, brand new stuff. If it's not set up right for you, It doesn't matter. You might as well be running stock stuff.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
If these guys are working with you and helping you out, that makes all the difference, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so hubs, you're running some Talon hubs. Did the guys at W help you out?
Yeah, the guys at W helped me out. They've been helping me out for the last 2 years. These are, I mean, look at these wheels. They're a couple years old now. They're still in great condition. They work perfect. We're running them at Supercross, and I really wouldn't go any other way. They're great hubs. The wheels are nice and light, and as you can see with the carbon hub, I love a little bit lighter wheel. When I have a heavier wheel, I don't seem to like the feeling of it as much. So we run a little bit lighter wheel to kind of have just a little bit more flex in the wheel also.
All right, Galfer wave rotors, I see.
Yep,
extra
absolutely.
stopping power.
It's a perfect addition to the bike. You need a little bit more. You don't want too much. I don't think I run the 270. I think the 280 is a little bit too big. I like a little bit more finesse on my braking where it's not so touchy, but I definitely want more than stock.
All right, what's going on in the motor in this thing? You told me it's pretty straightforward, not a whole lot done.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. These new 17 Hondas are really, really powerful, but we did get a little bit of Tokyo mod stuff done. We have a piston in there. They cut the cam for me, and then we also have an ignition on the bike.
Okay, and Ron over there did some mapping for you with it? Obviously,
yeah, exactly.
It
Ron did. Ron did some mapping. He's a magician on that stuff. So those guys helped me out a bunch, and they've done a great job with the bike. It's crazy what these ignitions can do to a 450.
Yeah, for sure. It's like having an old bike jetted right, you know?
Yeah, totally.
All right, so what about the little parts and pieces, the bling? I see some ride engineering pieces.
Yep, we have this.
Who helps you out here?
We have Rec MX. They do this oil filter cap, keep the oil a little bit cooler, and then this ride engineering piece is pretty nice. It gives it a nice sweet pull on the clutch lever. As you can see, it's really, really thick aluminum. The stock one is a little bit more flexible, so when you have that pull, it kind of has a little bit of a elastic feel to it, and with this, it's a really consistent pull, which I like. We have some works connection levers. Obviously, that's one of the first things that I put on there. There's a Tokyo Mods chain tensioner for a little bit of bling.
And
also,
I noticed you were telling me about the Pro Circuit exhaust. I was looking at the back. Look at how small these exhaust ports are.
Yeah,
and you were telling me there's a reason for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we started out with the normal Pro Circuit pipes that you buy off the showroom floor, and they were really good, but with how much spark arrest we had to put inside, there was like 2 or 3 spark arresters that we had to put in
to pass sound.
We actually opted to go with these race pipes that Pro Circuit made for us. They're a little bit longer than stock, but they have a lot more bottom end and creating more horsepower. It's the same exact head pipe as you'd get from the store, but we had to change the mufflers for sound to power ratio.
Copy that. All right, so you still got the Talon wheels in the back, stock pegs, you got a Recluse clutch?
Yes, have a Recluse clutch torque drive. It is a manual clutch. It's the one that they sell, but that is probably one of the biggest additions to the bike. With the Honda clutch, they're great clutches, but they don't seem to hook up as good as the Recluse torque drive clutch, and that's one of those things for the start, and then for coming out of those corners to hit that 3-on that we're gonna have today, it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, when you start building more power into these, the stock clutches will actually slip. The stock springs aren't heavy enough to get that power to the ground.
Absolutely.
Right? All right, now I got a question here for you. What's Viking Bait do for you? You get free bait? Is that what it is?
Absolutely. No. Wanda from Viking Bait, she helps me out with doing all my website stuff, and she was one of the first people that actually believed in me and had a bike for me way back in the day. I'd say 3-4 years ago, you know, she was the one that kind of came through and supported me with the bike. But
That's
Jeff
awesome.
from California Coast Plumbing, Mom and Dad, and everybody, Rocky Mountain, all these guys, R&B Car Company. I mean, you can see if you really look over this bike, there's a lot of, I wouldn't say mom and pop things, but a lot of not franchise sponsors that help me out and make my program the way it is. Because, you know, sometimes it's not just about I need a pipe or a motor or my extra triple clamps or all this stuff that comes on the bike, but to really make a good program, you need to be eating right, you need to be going to the gym, you need to get back and forth to the track every day, you know, you need gas for the generator at the track. There's a lot of things that go into my program that I have to get my program to the next level, and there's not a lot of sponsors for generator gas at the track or food, you know what I mean? I'd love to get sponsored by Whole Foods, but
Whole Foods,
right
if
now,
you're watching.
yeah, right now I don't have the connections for that. So it's all these little people that really get my program up to the next level, and to, you know, all my other sponsors too. It's a whole unit. You know?
Yeah, of course. No, it takes a lot. I know everybody out there appreciates privateers because you guys are sort of the working men of the sport, the working class. So companies like Bolt giving you bolt kits so this thing, when it rattles something out, you can replace it.
Absolutely.
Companies like Epoxy at SoCal helping with a little bit of cash here and there.
Exactly.
Man, that keeps the program rolling. So.
It really does, and just thank you guys so much, and I'm glad you guys got to come by and check out my bike. To be real, all this stuff on my bike, you can really go get at the store.
Yeah.
You know, other than the pipes to pass sound, but you know, the Pro Circuit pipes that don't have the inserts are actually faster than these pipes. You know what I mean? But it's that we have to pass sound. So it's pretty cool to come over to the privateer pits and get a look at something that you can go to the store, check out Adam's bike. This is everything I can get. You know, you can buy my forks and my shock and all that stuff. It's not work stuff. You know, you can come and get this stuff at the store, and if you want your bike to work right and you want your Honda to work right, come by the privateer pits and check out what you can get, you know?
Will you teach them how to rap?
Absolutely. You know, I'll spin them a couple flows.
Oh man, get some rhymes and come see how they do it over here in the privateer pits.
Thanks, guys.